we're going to do today is we're going to thread this piece of steel, and before we thread it we have to reduce the diameter down to the effective diameter, and then we're going to roll the thread back up. So this machine's called a swager. It's got a bunch of little jaws that go around like these guys here. They clatter around and reduce the diameter of this, so then we'll put it in the threading machine. We'll roll the thread back up. And the reason we do this is because it makes the thread microscopically very smooth, not susceptible to galling. And if we're cutting a thread, a piece of steel like this is the same, very similar to a piece of wood. It's got grain that goes along. So if we cut pieces out of it, we've got unsupported grain. Whereas if we roll the thread, the grain goes round the rollers. We keep the thread intact, we keep the integrity intact, and it makes it a lot stronger. So we're going to fire this thing up until we see a bit of oil coming out, which we've got there. Then we're going to put this thing in here. A little bit more. We're going to move it backwards and forward so we get a fine finish on it. So now we can see that we reduced the thread of this. We've reduced the diameter of it down to the effective diameter. And if Bruce wants to put his fingers on this, he'll burn them because they're actually pretty warm. So what we'll do at this stage is we'll stop here and we'll go over to the belt sander and put a little sharp edge on it. And that sharp edge on the top should be enough to lead it into the threading machine so that we can roll the thread on it. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got this piece of wire that's necked down sitting in the collet here, and if we have a look with the light we can see the transition which goes from 8 millimeters down to I think 7.2 millimeters, which is the effective diameter. We've got the thread, the head in the right position, so what we're going to do is we'll put a little bit of RTD Rocol on the rollers like that. We need a little bit of cooling. We'll fire this thing up and we'll roll the thread just like that. So we'll check it. This is an 8 millimeter thread and this is an 8 millimeter. No, it's once we reset to 0. .98 mils, and the thread comes out at 7.91 mils. Can you read that? 7.92. So it's within tolerance for this thread. It's an 8 by 1.25 mil thread, and just to check it we'll see if the fitting fits on it. And it's our lucky day because it fits. That's really cool. This is an old style French fitting. Today we'd use a thing called an AN665-61 for this type of thing, but this is a metric one and it's an old one, so we'll consider that a success and we'll put it in the rolling mill and start squashing it and putting a profile in it.